Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mindful English Talks. I'm John, and with me, as always, is the wonderful Angelina.
Hey, John. Great to be here. And a big hello to all our listeners. Today, we're diving into something that, honestly, I think we all struggle with at some point. That journey from wanting something to actually achieving it. We're talking about how to turn your routine into results.
Absolutely, Angelina. It's such a crucial topic because, let's be real, how many times have we all started a new project, a new fitness goal, or even just tried to learn a new skill full of this incredible burst of motivation, only for it to slowly, inevitably fade away?
Oh, too many times to count, John. I mean, that initial excitement is intoxicating, isn't it? You feel like you can conquer the world. But then day 3 hits, or week 2, and suddenly that conquer the world energy has turned into, can I just hit snooze one more time?
Exactly. And that's precisely where the core of today's discussion lies. Because success, real, lasting success, isn't built on those rare, fleeting moments of high motivation. It's built on something far more unassuming, far more consistent, our daily routines.
Yeah, it's like what you do every single day, those seemingly small, almost invisible actions, they're actually shaping who you become. It's not the grand gestures, it's the quiet consistency. And that's where discipline truly shines, transforming those simple routines into powerful, tangible results.
Think about it. Waking up on time, staying focused on a task for an hour without checking your phone, completing that one annoying administrative thing you've been putting off. These actions by themselves don't feel like much, do they? They feel ordinary.
Totally ordinary. And I think that's why most people underestimate them. They're not glamorous. They don't give you that immediate, wow, I'm crushing it, feeling that a huge breakthrough might. But the power, John, the absolute power is in the repetition.
Bingo. The power of repetition. When you commit to a routine, even a really simple one, you start doing a couple of things automatically. First, you remove a ton of distractions. And second, you drastically reduce decision-making. That's huge.
Oh, decision fatigue is real. Every decision, no matter how small, drains a tiny bit of your mental energy. If you have to decide every morning if you're going to work out or if you're going to tackle that difficult email, you're already starting at a disadvantage. A routine just removes that friction.
Exactly. You create a system that actively supports your goals, almost on autopilot. It's not about willpower every single moment of every single day. It's about setting up your environment and your actions so that the desired outcome becomes the path of least resistance.
And this is where discipline steps in, right? Because let's be honest, not every day is going to feel great. Some days your routine will feel boring. Some days it'll feel difficult. It might even feel pointless sometimes, especially when you're not seeing immediate, dazzling results.
Definitely. Discipline is that internal voice that reminds you, hey, you committed to this. You know this is how progress happens. It's the understanding that results don't magically appear from occasional bursts of effort. They emerge from consistent, repeated action, even when that action feels mundane.
I remember when I first started trying to meditate regularly. For the first few weeks, it felt like a chore, like, 10 minutes again. But I stuck with it, told myself, just show up. And you know what? Over time, my routine actually became automatic. It transformed.
That's such a perfect example, Angelina, because that's what happens. What once required effort and conscious decision, slowly but surely, becomes part of who you are. Good habits replace hesitation. Productivity starts to replace procrastination. It's almost magical to witness.
It truly is. I used to be such a procrastinator, especially with writing. I'd wait for that perfect moment, that inspiration, which, spoiler alert, rarely came. Now I have a routine. First thing in the morning, 15 minutes of writing, no distractions. Some days it's brilliant, some days it's total rubbish, but it gets done.
And that getting it done is the key, isn't it? Because those 15 minutes, compounded over weeks, months, years, lead to significant output. My experience was similar with fitness. I used to chase intense, sporadic workouts. I'd burn out, get injured, and then stop.
Yeah, the all-or-nothing approach, right? Which usually ends up being nothing.
Exactly. But then I shifted to a routine. 30 minutes of movement, 5 days a week, no matter what. Some days it's light stretching, some days a run. It's not about crushing it every time, it's about showing up. And the results, while not overnight, have been incredible for my energy, my mood, everything.
That's it. Results don't appear overnight. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly your dream life is there. But they do build quietly. Each day, each small, consistent action, it adds another layer of progress. It's like building a wall, brick by brick. You don't see the whole wall after the first brick, but every brick counts.
What's fascinating is how these small, almost imperceptible actions eventually become visible success. It's not a sudden leap, it's a gradual accumulation. And it's so easy to dismiss that daily grind when you're caught up in the desire for instant gratification.
Totally. We live in a world that thrives on quick fixes and viral successes. But true sustainable growth almost always comes from that quiet, persistent effort. Think about mastering a musical instrument or learning a new language. You don't become fluent in a week. It's the daily practice that makes all the difference.
Which brings us to the crucial message for today, one that we really want our listeners to take to heart. Stay consistent. Respect your routine. Trust the process, even when it feels slow, even when it feels hard.
Because here's the magic formula, folks. When discipline consistently turns your daily habits into routines, those routines then, inevitably, turn into results. And those results? They're what shape the life you've been working for, the life you've been dreaming of.
It's a beautiful cycle, isn't it? Discipline feeds the routine feeds the results, and the results feed your sense of accomplishment, which in turn makes discipline a little easier next time. It's a positive feedback loop.
It really is. So for anyone listening right now who feels stuck or overwhelmed by big goals or maybe just lacking that initial motivation, I'd say, don't try to conquer the mountain in one leap. Just focus on one small, consistent step today.
Yeah, and if you're struggling to even identify that one small step, think about one area of your life where you want to see progress. Is it health, finances, learning? And then ask yourself, what's one tiny thing I could do every day, or almost every day, for that area?
Like, if it's health, maybe it's just drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, or taking a 10-minute walk. If it's finances, checking your bank balance daily, or setting aside $5. The size of the action isn't as important as its consistency.
Exactly. And start small enough that it feels almost impossible to fail. Because building that momentum, that belief in your ability to be consistent, is half the battle. Once you have that, you can gradually increase the intensity or duration of your routine.
And don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. That's a crucial part of the process too. One missed day doesn't unravel everything. Just get back on track the next day. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence.
Absolutely, Angelina. It's about showing yourself that you can get back on the horse. That resilience is part of discipline. It's not just about starting, it's about restarting when necessary.
So let's wrap this up with a strong reminder. True transformation isn't found in monumental, infrequent efforts. It's etched into the fabric of your daily life, in the quiet, steady rhythm of your routines. Embrace them, value them, and watch them build the future you envision.
Fantastic words, Angelina. What a powerful message. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. We hope this episode inspires you to look at your daily habits with new eyes and to understand the incredible power they hold.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember to stay consistent, respect your routine, and trust that the small actions you take today are building something extraordinary for tomorrow. We'll catch you next time on Mindful English Talks.
Bye for now.
See ya!